beloved. I thank you so much for your time and I thank you for joining me on the Prophetic Vessel Show. This will be your message from God, Ra, Allah, Source, the Divine. I'm grateful for your time. To those whom are keen or interested in becoming members of my Patreon, on my Patreon, I do offer weekly sign readings for $10 per month based on love as well as spiritual path. I also offer on my Patreon personal readings. For $50 per month, you get a personal reading from me every month based on love, spiritual path, career and finances, as well as ancestral messages. The link to my Patreon will be found down in my description box below. You can also join my Patreon by typing what is on the screen via Google. Search it and it'll lead you to my Patreon website. Without further ado, let us tap in and find out why were you spiritually led here? What is here for you, beloved? Why did you resonate with the title? And why did your own YouTube algorithm present you with this message? Let us tap in and talk to God, okay? So the first energy here is the Ace of Wands. So this is fire, right? Ace of Wands energy is symbolic to the element of fire. We do have Leo, Sagittarius, Aries energy here. I'm seeing fire, the flame, all right? Okay. We have strength, right? We do have double Leo energy here with strength. Okay, so I do see a level of being targeted here, right? With fire coming out, it's symbolic to the fact that you are being, something is purposely being done to you, someone is purposely doing something to you, okay? Something is happening to you by the hand of another, whether it's a person, a corporation, a business, an entity, right? A spirit, but something is happening here to you because of, it's like purposely, deliberately, the energy of being targeted here. We have the Eight of Swords, we have Gemini energy. I'm being called to take it reversed, okay? Eight of Swords reversed. And then we have the Hangman. We have Pisces energy here with the Hangman. And so I do see here, beloved, that what is happening to you is not a coincidence, okay? There are things that happen in life to every one of us, and there's a reason behind it, whether we know the reason or not. It's human nature to want clarity for the things that we go through, things that happen to us, things that are done and said, right? But as we seek answers, it doesn't mean we find them. But I do see here that it being human nature to want to know, regardless of whether we have the answers or not, we still want to know them. When we don't figure something out, we tend to want to justify it as some form of a coincidence, right? I don't believe in coincidence, all right? I believe that life is a human design by the curator of it, being God, who purposely does things, conducts our lives to be a specific manner, shapes us within our lives, no matter the process in which we have to go through, no matter if we have to go through the fire, right? So that we come out at the end unscathed. No matter how bad or dark or hurtful or painful, traumatic things can become, I do see and believe in the grand design of life. Okay, God knows why, what, who, where, and therefore God can orchestrate things to his will, even if we think we are in control, right? Nobody controls anything, anyone but God. No matter how much power something or someone seems to have over your life, or how much control and authority, right? Because I am seeing this is like heavy manipulation at play in your life, where things are happening in a particular manner in a specific aspect of your life. So it doesn't have to be based on one thing for everybody. Wherever you feel targeted, yes, you are being targeted, right? And the reason of you being targeted, it varies for all, but it's the truth nonetheless. You are being targeted here, right? And this is like an exercise of power, authority, and control by something or someone else over your life, over your reality, over your world. You know, it's like how an analogy, a reference point, a case study, an example. Anyone can be in a position where they're vulnerable to another person's actions towards them, you know, because that person might have a certain level of control, authority, or power. So this can happen to anyone, right? But it's happening to you. You are in a specific battle here. You are in some form of fire, but you are equipped enough within your reality, your world, and your life to come out of it unscathed, you know, not burnt. We have judgments, okay? We have Scorpio energy here. To those who have been feeling a loss of hope or courage, to those who have been in this position and however long it's been going on, it takes a toll on anyone to have to fight, right? Fighting is not a walk in the park, literally. It's not. It takes a certain level of strength in anyone to have the capacity to keep fighting for a specific cause or purpose or aim or goal, right? We have the Queen of Cups, double Pisces energy, double Scorpio energy, and we also have Cancer energy, right? Triple all that actually with the Page of Cups, triple Pisces energy, triple Scorpio energy, and triple Cancer energy, okay? So yes, it takes a lot out of anyone to be in any form of a fight, whether it's a physical fight, a mental fight, right? Physical battle, mental battle, emotional battle, spiritual battle. It's a battle. It's like what happens in a war, an example, an analogy, a reference point, a case study. anyone in a form of a war or war zone, they have to operate from a state of being that is specific to what they're facing, right? They need to be equipped in a specific manner to defend themselves against the enemy, right? And I see here that however way you are being targeted, God has equipped you enough against the enemy at hand. Even with whatever power, authority, or control the enemy seems to have over your life, or any authority, power, or control the enemy seems to have over this situation, over your mind, over your heart, over your spirit, whatever you have been fighting here, it's not what God has equipped you with is greater than the battle at hand, right? What God has equipped you with is greater than the situation at hand and the enemy, right? So you need to understand that. Understanding that puts you in a position to be ahead, all right? It's not you that is putting yourself in this predicament. It is something that is happening to you. You wouldn't choose to be fighting any form of a battle against anything or anyone. It is something that is happening to you, and anything that happens to you, God allows, God grants permission, no matter what it is or who's involved, right? And because God has allowed this to happen to you and take form in your life, you need to understand that there's a purpose to this. There's a reason, right? We have the Five of Cups. No matter how burdensome this is or heavy, the toll that it's taking on you, no matter what this situation is enabling you to go through within yourself and in your life, understand the reason for that is so that you attain something from the victory. You need to get something out of this. God puts you through the fire, but when you come out of it, there's something that you need to take with you, because the fire is created for that. It's to enable you, shape you, activate you. It's to do something to you that nothing else would have done except this specific fire. Now, fire is a figure of speech. It could be, it varies. Like, the fire is a specific obstacle at hand or a specific battle in this instance, right? A specific war, a specific enemy. The David and Goliath, right? And understanding that you need to come out of this with something is going to enable you to understand why you're even going through this to begin with. It's not you going through this so that you can come out of it and move on with life. It's so that you come out of it with something that you needed within your life before you move on with life itself, right? It's how God can bring someone into your life for a specific purpose, whether you need to learn something or you need to teach them something, or both. You learn something from them and teach them. But there's purpose to everything. It's in the little things of life where you go to work to earn a salary. It's in the little things of life. You go to a restaurant to experience and indulge in something that you want, right? You go to the park, you know why. You know there's a purpose to why you're going there. It's in the little things of life, guys. It's part of the grand design of all of this in which God has curated, right? There's the High Priestess energy here. God is calling you to not feel sorry for yourself, right? Warriors don't feel sorry for themselves. They fight, okay? Warriors don't sit around moping, dwelling, and None of that. Warriors get up and they do what they have to do regardless, because they trust in the grand design. God is the grand design, right? It's so hard in this life to have any belief in anything if it's not part of a form of a grand design for you, right? Why would you believe in something if it's not guaranteed that it's for a specific purpose? Why are you instilling belief in something purposeless, pointless, meaningless, idle, right? There is no why, right? So this experience, what you need to come out of within this experience, there's something that you need to take with you. You are acquiring, attaining, being shaped. Like there is something that you are going through, and it's doing something to you, to your life, that is needed for your forward movement in terms of your future, right? And who you are required to be by God. Because that's what God does. He will put you through things because he needs you to be shaped a certain type of way for what's to come. He will take you through the ringer because he needs you to be shaped a certain type of way for what's to come. He will do things purposely so that it shapes you, it does something to you, it activates something within your reality, it enables something for a greater purpose, one which is part of the grand design. The only thing within all of this is that we don't know what it is. We don't know what the grand design is. That's where the faith and the trust in the divine, in God, and in the design itself. Look at how your life has turned out. Look at the way in which things have turned out. Look at what you have had to endure. Look at reality. Look at the truth. If you made it out of all of that, why would you not make it out of this? What is so big about this giant of an enemy, this obstacle, this fight? What is it that is so tumultuous that it will take you out? If you were meant to be taken out, it would have happened already. You know that. You know your grand design of life and the way in which God has showed up to say, you thought I was going to let you fall, huh? Or you thought this was going to happen to you, huh? Or you thought you were not going to make it out of this, huh? And how many times did God prove to you? The fact that you are here is reason enough of God's presence in your life, because you know the hell, the fire that could have burned you alive, chewed you up and spit you out, taken you, crucified you, and never resurrected you. If God wasn't present in your life, there would be no rebirth. So with that being said, it's like I just audiently heard, drum roll please. You need to anticipate something here out of all of this. The reason of anything bad happening to anyone might not be known at the time of it happening. But it's so easy to just say, because this is happening to me and it's a bad thing, I should just take on bad energy. Having bad thoughts is bad energy. Bad feelings is bad energy, right? Due to what you are facing. But transmute that, transform that, and say, nah, I can't look at it like that because it's already bad and I'm just adding fuel to the flame. I need to look at it in a different way so that I am not a victim. Things happen to everyone every day. Not to compare because there is no comparison. But things happen, and it's the way we face the battle that defines our victory. Do not be scared of an enemy or the enemy. Face the enemy head on, one-on-one, and keep moving. It's that or they win. It's literally two choices that you have. It's either you keep going or you are burned. There is nothing else that you can do in this situation. If you make a decision based on the enemy, you allow them to win. Make a decision based on the warrior within you. You know who you are. This situation does not define you. You know what God can do. Just let it be. And you play your role in the grand design, because you didn't create it to begin with. Who created reproduction? What scientist? What freaking philosophy and theory? What freaking company and business and corporation can claim to have created reproduction, mating, life? Okay, guys, God is real. However, they've diluted God's presence in life and God's... However way they've done this, it's not real. That's why I show up every day to tell you about God. Because they've depicted God in a way that isn't real. It's an agenda. We need to wake up from this matrix. We have the Nine of Swords. Get out of your head, okay? Get out of your emotions. Get out of any chains, right? Anything that is keeping you chained to this situation in a negative way. Transmute it. Utilize it for your highest good. Play this game of life and wake up. Guys, it's so easy to dwell on things, but nothing comes with ease if it's meant to transform you with this death energy, if it's meant to elevate you, evolve you. It can't just come with ease. And this fight, you have to get burned. You need to shed that skin. You need to come out of it in a different form. Something needs to be activated within you. Something needs to be enabled within you. And God can't just give you a little spank on the hand. God has to purposely do some things in life. And unfortunately, it's not always going to be blissful. But who are we to want that out of life, not knowing why the pain is necessary? Our ancestors didn't have the safety that we do. They were beat. Some of them were imprisoned. Some of them didn't have it in them to do what we are able to do now. They weren't safe. They were animals. This world was never easy. I don't know why we are so comfortable in that illusion where we think this has to be all jolly. Pain is a part of it. Three of Swords. Pain is it. It's like a code. Your pain is your code. Break the code. Unlock the code, crack the code to figure this out for yourself. If you don't want answers, they won't come to you. If you want answers, continue seeking them. In the end, you'll win the battle, yes, but you only win if you choose to fight. It's guaranteed that you will win only if you continue to fight for it. You don't know what God is doing within that fight, within you, within your reality, your life. You don't know why you have to fight, and you just tweaking about, oh, why this is happening. No! How are you supposed to learn? How are you supposed to evolve? How are you supposed to elevate? How are you supposed to transform? How are you supposed to be who you're supposed to be? If it doesn't happen the way it's happening, you don't even know who you're supposed to be. You don't know. Let's stop thinking we know. We don't. The death of God is what we are all going through. They've diluted God to fit a specific agenda so that we are programmed, conditioned, and alienated from who God really is to us and what God is to the world. It's put in our face. God is Christianity. God is this. God, oh, we need to abide by this. We need to go. God is not a freaking church building. God is not a Bible. God is bigger than all of that. Let us stop living in this matrix that has been taught to us by the system. Or you'll die blind. I'm being called to end it here. This was your message from God, Ra, Allah, Source, the Divine. I'm grateful for your time, and I thank you for joining me on the Prophetic Vessel Show. To those whom are keen or interested in becoming members of my Patreon, on my Patreon, I do offer weekly sign readings for $10 per month based on love as well as spiritual path. I also offer on my Patreon personal readings. For $50 per month, you get a personal reading from me every month based on love, spiritual path, career and finances, as well as ancestral messages. You'll find a link to my Patreon listed in my description box below. You can also join my Patreon by typing what is on the screen via Google. Search it, and it'll lead you to my Patreon website. I thank you all for everything, and I will see you all soon. Goodbye.